Does he understand immigration comes through the federal government? Does he understand that myself and 4 colleagues last night, Sunday, while he was watching the football games, we were out talking to those same people that were outside Friday. They realize it's the federal government. I'll be talking to the Prime Minister about this, along with all the other premiers. We're sending a letter to the Prime Minister to fix the problem on the immigration. These people came over, they've been trained, I've talked to owners of companies, they're hard-working people. And all of a sudden, 2 years later, the federal government pulls the plug on them. Is there a reason why colleagues like Wab Kinew, Premier Eby, other premiers across the province are all uniting to write a letter to talk to the Prime Minister to stop the nonsense? We need these hardworking people.
OINP on November 14th, 2025 made a decision to stop the intake for OINP Skilled Trades stream and to cancel all the pending applications that were in process under the OINP Skilled Trades stream. Now, this decision to suddenly cancel all the applications that were under process had a profound impact on folks who had been waiting for months to years to hear a decision on their OINP application. Since this announcement, a lot of folks who were impacted by this decision have taken onto streets, peacefully protesting OINP's decision and urging OINP to make a more fair decision with regards to the OINP Skilled Trade stream. Now, given OINP's decision on one hand to cancel all the trade applications, and given all the applicants who have been impacted and left in limbo because of this decision, who are protesting OINP's decision and asking them to take a more fair approach, is there a slight chance for OINP to reverse their decision and actually go back and reassess the applications that they have returned? Will OINP change their mind? Will OINP reverse their decision? Will the applicants who have been left in limbo get another shot at OINP and permanent residence? Let's find out. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Dhruv. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. At our firm of HCN, we assist all prospective immigrants with their immigration to Canada. If you are an aspirant, you need assistance, here is our contact information. Feel free to get in touch with us and we would be happy to assist you. If you would like to chat with me or any other RCIC in our firm, you can book an appointment. The link to book an appointment is in the description of this video, along with numerous other links that you may find useful. So make sure you don't forget to check the description of our video because there are many resources in there that you may find useful. Now, OINP had made a disastrous announcement on November 14th for a lot of people who had high hopes from the applications they had submitted a year ago, in some cases more than a year ago, and they were dependent on that application for their future in Canada. Well, OINP suddenly said that they're not going to process, they're going to return all the applications and they're not going to take any new application. Now, given that, a lot of folks raised their voice that whatever OINP did was very unfair, and people are hoping whether there is a chance OINP may change their mind, they may change their decision. And quite frankly, the question is, what OINP did, was it in fact reasonable? Whether OINP can change its decision, how the applicants can get their way. Before we go into these details, let's quickly take 1 minute to answer the comment of the week. This comment comes on our video on OINP's update on cancelling the skilled trade stream, and the question is, my work permit is expiring. However, it is expiring due to the passport expiry. It should have been issued until 2027. Can I apply under the international student stream? The answer is yes, absolutely. You can extend your work permit at a later date when it's near the expiry, but also there is no such thing that you have to be on a work permit to apply for international student stream. As long as you have valid status in Canada, you can. And of course, if you would be able to apply for an extension, even on maintained status, you will get those extra points of being a worker. I hope this helps. Now to start, OINP's decision, was it a fair decision? And I'm going to share my thoughts on this. Now guys, whenever there is a system, there is a process in place, that process will be used and is bound to be abused by some people. OINP said that because of a lot of misrepresentation, a lot of fraud, we are discontinuing the skilled trade stream. That is reasonable, discontinuing the skilled trade stream. That's fine. But along with that, they said, we are going to cancel and return all the applications that are under process under the OINP Skilled Trade stream. Now guys, cancelling the intake of new applicants that is their discretion. They can do that. That's fine. We've seen that happen. However, withdrawing all past applications, all the previous intake that you've taken after providing the draws, after getting folks to submit a complete application, after getting them to pay the processing fee, that is something that is questionable. That is a bit of stretch in terms of using the government powers. To give an analogy, guys, if you are living in a house, now in your house there is some garbage lying around, there is some mess, and there is some things you've spilled on the floor. Would you just burn the house down and just walk away? Or would you take a broom, take a mop, and clean the mess out and again make your house nice and tidy? It's the exact same thing that has happened with OINP. Now, OINP had this pool of applications under process. In that pool, there were genuine applicants, and in that pool, there may be some who were using fraudulent means of gaining work experience or using fraudulent documents. Now, there was some mess in the pool that the OINP had, and no one is contesting that. Now, there are two approaches here. Either you just burn the entire pool down, return all the applications, or you competently go ahead and clean the mess. You try to weed out the folks who are using fraudulent means, who are using fraudulent experience, and use your competency to weed those bad apples out and continue the processing of others. Instead, OINP just destroyed the pool, returned all the applications. That, as per my understanding, as per my conscience, is not the right thing to do. Now, a lot of you guys may say that, well, these guys are not entitled to anything. These guys came here, we don't want them anymore. That's not how things work. Everyone who comes to Canada, they made some investments, and it's not that they were incompetent. They were competent enough to be picked in a draw by OINP itself. They were working in a trade which is high in demand, and it still stays in demand. Construction workers are in demand. Trade workers are still in demand. Carpenters are in demand. Now, even having worked in such important fields, they earned their spot, and after a year into processing, they're being told that, you know what, your applications are being returned, your applications are being withdrawn, take back the $1,500 fee you paid. How about the year that they wasted? How about all the effort that was put into the planning and execution of the strategy of that process that they went through? All of that goes to waste, and no one is there to account for that. Now, before we proceed, guys, I would like to request you to quickly subscribe to the channel. You subscribing to the channel can help us stay motivated, continue creating informational content that can help you and all your friends. So please subscribe right now. Thank you. Now, in my opinion, what OINP did was totally unreasonable. If there was fraud, these officers, the OINP officers, the OINP staff, it's their job to figure out that fraud, to weed that out. They should not be burning the entire pool. They should not be discarding the entire pile because of a few bad apples in there. Now, guys, coming to the next part of the video, is there a way, is there a chance that OINP may reverse their decision? My answer is absolutely. Absolutely, we live in a democracy, right? If something unreasonable happens, that's when people speak up. And when people speak up, the people's representatives, that are the politicians, ought to listen. Now, in this case, these guys who are protesting, and there's so many protests going on, and all of these, by the way, are very peaceful protests, right? They are asking for a fair process. That's all they're asking. All that is being asked is, well, you do the inquiries, you take the time, and you take back the applications of the genuine applicants, and you weed out the ones that are frauds, right? Now, it is up to you to figure out who is a genuine applicant and who is a fraudulent applicant, and there are numerous ways to figure that out. In today's day and age, there are ways you can figure out if an applicant is claiming real experience or fake experience, and you can cross-reference so many different documents to do that. That is on to OINP. That is OINP's job to do that, and applicants should not get penalized for that. Now, how can OINP reverse their decision, or in what circumstance? One is political pressure, right? So if all the affluent members of the society, politicians, support the applicants that have been impacted, OINP or the Ontario government or the Ford government may take into account all those suggestions by all these individuals and may do a reconsideration of the decision to make or to cancel all these applications. Second way is a legal way. And again, I'm not a legal expert, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an expert in class actions, but there is a way, or there could be a way, where everyone comes together and files against Ontario government against this decision, and maybe the court can overturn the decision by the Ontario government and give these applicants another chance. In my opinion, for all the folks who have been impacted, stay positive, continue raising your voice, continue reaching out to folks who you think can help you, and hopefully OINP will do something about it. Again, if you are an applicant and if you think otherwise, just try to put yourself in the shoes where you worked hard for 1 year. This is the skilled trade journey. 1 year of work experience, then you wait for a draw. Then one day the draw comes, then you fill in a very big application and submit that application along with $1,500 in processing. After you've done that, you wait for a decision. All throughout this time, you are in limbo. You are under stress, under duress, and this application for trade can take around 8 months, year, 6 months, and in this case, we know folks, personally know clients who waited for over a year for a decision on this application. And after all of that, so you've already spent 2 to 3 years, and now your application is returned saying that you are committing fraud. That is very heartbreaking, and that is not how the Canadian system should operate. That sets a very bad example for the rest of the world. That's it for this video, guys. In summary, I wanted to talk about the OINP's decision, the current state of protest, whether those protests are warranted or they are too much. I gave you my opinion, and what I think may cause OINP to reverse their decision. Yes, there is hope. They may do it. There are ways to get that done, and we've talked about those in this video. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you are notified about any new video that we upload. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching this video till the end. I would request you to do 3 things kindly. Number 1 is to subscribe to this channel. You subscribing to this channel allows us to create more and more informative videos and improve the content that we deliver. Secondly, please mention in the comment section what you liked about this video, what you disliked about this video, and what would you like us to cover next, so that we cover what you want to see and we don't make the same mistakes again. Thirdly, I would request you to kindly share this or any one video from our channel with any one friend of yours, because one piece of information can change someone's life. Thank you very much, and keep watching FHC Index.